Justin Gaethje is not bluffing. I thought perhaps he was. I was with Justin Gaethje over the weekend. He came up to me. And Gaethje knows I sit over here and talk about him. He knows I sit over here and speculate about him. So when Justin came up, it wasn't just to be polite and to say hello. He was giving me an opportunity to ask him something so that when I come and talk about him, I have accurate information. All right. I didn't do it. He caught me off guard. Coming through security, I'm trying to put my boot on, and then one of my bags goes through the one, and they got to brush it down. And Justin Gaethje, the Okamoto brothers, just started a golf apparel company. Now, that's pretty cool, but that's probably the last thing I would come and make a video to tell you guys. Right? Like if I'm talking Gaethje and I tell you I just saw him, I was just with him, let me tell you what's up, and then I come and tell you, get your shirt and your hats over at this website, you're probably going to go, Chael, you didn't get any scoop on Gaethje? That's what I asked him about. I asked him about the golf company. I did. And he was wearing the clothing. He looked great. It looks like this is going to be a successful company. And so at any rate, that is what kind of stole my attention. But that doesn't mean that I haven't been following Gaethje all weekend long. He was out on the UFC's dime. I mean, they're the ones that flew him out. They're the ones that set up the camera. They're the ones that got him to the location. And he was letting them know, your good little soldier did good little soldier things. And whether it was stated or not, I want something for it. And I can just tell you, he is not bluffing. That's not the situation we're in. Gaethje went as far as to say, if I don't fight for a title, and he's very open to admit that his merit doesn't necessarily put him in front of Sarukian's merit. That's Justin's word, by the way. And I appreciate this about him. But he is not claiming it's all mine and I'm the only one that's done anything over here. He admits that there's two names, him and Sarukian. And as long as that title shot goes to one of them, and you got to make sure you understand this, because I read a press report on Gaethje saying this, and I have a very different interpretation. Like, Gaethje did not give an ultimatum. That's wrong. Gaethje did not say, I get it or else. That's not what he said. You missed the message. Gaethje's saying, I appreciate that it's a business. I appreciate that it's star-driven. I am a bigger star than Sarukian, but I don't want something for it because I don't agree that it should be star-driven. I believe it should be merit-based. I've looked at the records. I've looked at the rankings. It's me or Sarukian. Now, it's important you understand that. Really important. The whole key here is that you understand that. Because what Gaethje's saying is not, if I don't get a title fight, I'm angry. And that's going to come with consequences. That's not what he's saying. He's saying that if a title fight goes to somebody that isn't him or Sarukian, that then and therefore this will not be a merit-based system. And that is something I don't want to be part of. And you got to really understand that message because it makes it a lot more fair, doesn't it? And we've never really heard one like that. And is he right? That's the part where things get tough. Is he right? He certainly is standing on principle, and it sounds good when he says it, but is he right? He's 1-3, 3-1, 3 wins, 1 loss in his last 4. Paddy the Baddy's never been beat. And the days of make-believing that Paddy the Baddy is being spoon-fed are behind us the day Paddy the Baddy ground and pounded Michael Chandler. There's a champion of Bellator who was a #1 contender here. Now, I share that because I do understand, and I don't need you to throw back in my face Paddy's 7 victories and then the rankings of those opponents versus Justin's 3-1, but then the rankings of those opponents. But believe me, I get it. I get it. And Justin for a world title has never not worked. I mean, any question you have at 155 pounds, any question you have at 155, the correct answer is Justin Gaethje. Oh, so-and-so, and he needs an opponent at short notice. Who should we call? Justin Gaethje. Oh, hey, we got a world title opportunity, and Ilya needs an opponent. Who should we call? Justin Gaethje. Oh, there's a BMF belt, and regardless of who has it or the circumstance, what should we put over here? Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje is the right answer to every question that's ever been asked at 155 and has been for the last 6 years. But when he's talking about merit-based, is he completely right? Tsarukyan was offered the fight. Make sure you understand this. When you're in the UFC and you're promised a title fight, it's really important that you guys understand this concept. If you're in the UFC and you are promised it, with the victory here, you get a title fight. Though the wording might be you get, while the wording might be winner of this fight fights for the belt, there's a very clear understanding that you will be offered. As soon as you're offered the fight, if you decline it for whatever reason, we have fulfilled our end of it. And we, should we choose, have the right to move on. And that's a very important bargaining chip. That's one that you want back on the board. You don't want that floating out there. You want that chip. You want to be able to, hey, you'll be #1 contender if you want that chip, and you don't have that chip if you've already assigned it to a guy. It's important that you understand this concept. Chimaev, by example, went through it. Chimaev beat Kamaru Usman, and he was told he would be getting a title shot. Champion at that time was Sean Strickland. Fight was set for Vancouver in January. Chimaev got the call. He had a broken hand. But as soon as that offer is presented, their end of the bargain is upheld. And that's understood with the boys, clearly. Just so you understand. Why do I say all that? Well, let's take a look at the merit of Tsarukyan. He most definitely qualifies to fight for a world title, but to fight for a world title means to be offered a world title fight, of which he was. So is he, without doing something in between the offering of said fight and the completion of said fight, without doing anything in between, does he still maintain that status? And Gaethje is arguing yes. And Gaethje is arguing for himself. He talked about 4 fights. He talked about being 3-1. 2 of those 4 were championship fights. One was against Poirier for the BMF. One was against Max for the BMF. 2 of his last 4 were championship fights. So it's not as though he's being slighted. And then when you talk about merit, can you dismiss a 7-0 undefeated Paddy the Baddy, just for example? Can you dismiss a undefeated, what are we at now, 19 for Ilya Topuria? Completely undefeated champion's wishes? And Ilya hasn't made those perfectly clear, by the way. I think that he would choose Paddy. He hasn't made it perfectly clear. But on a merit-based system, we love Justin. We respect Justin. But we don't have to agree with Justin. And when you are talking merit-based, a lot of times you are talking about opportunities that presented themselves and then moving that around a little bit. Right? So even if you have the guy, I remember when Colby Covington was the clearest #1 contender in our sport in any weight class. Colby had been in there with Kamaru twice, so we understood. Even Colby understood. You're going to have to go around me. Forget the rankings and forget the field. You're going to have to go around me because you've already come to me. When you factor that in and you realize that 2 of Justin's last 4 were title fights, Justin's being very sincere. Justin's not joking around. And Justin's not holding anybody hostage. He's not being a jerk about it. He's being very matter of fact. He put all of his cards on the table. But is he interpreting his hand correctly?